Hello and welcome to today's video, everybody. I hope you won't mind any audio issues we have today. I've got a tin roof here in the building I'm recording in, and a heavy rainstorm going on outside. But without further ado, let's get right into today's videos.
I wish this was fake, but Flock Safety now has drones flying in the sky. Flock's drones can hit up to 60 miles per hour and can read a license plate from up to 2,000 feet away. Flock also says that the camera can be overhead within 90 seconds of one 911 call. This isn't just a few towns testing it out either. Flock is aiming for 100 drones in cities by the end of 2026, with drones already deployed in California, Washington, and Michigan at least. But a February class action lawsuit says out-of-state agencies searched Flock's San Francisco cameras 1.6 million times in 7 months. One county also found over 300,000 unauthorized searches too. And here's something I haven't seen people talk about. Flock also sells a tool called Nova that pulls license plates, drone footage, jail records, and public records into one Google-style search. And apparently the Nova codebase had a dark data category with fields for social security numbers, credit cards, and crypto wallets, although Flock denies these claims. Flock already has over 80,000 cameras across 5,000 communities in 49 states, and the drones are the next layer. If you want to know more about what companies are doing with mass surveillance, you can use the Conscious app to get full reports to see what any company is doing behind the scenes. The more people who see what companies are doing, the harder it gets for them to release things like this quietly.
And so the modern surveillance network grows. And it doesn't look like we'll be able to do anything about these cameras either. It's not like they're on a pole on an intersection that we can avoid and go around now. They're flying around. They can get you wherever you're driving around at. I don't know. I'm sure we'll figure something else out, though. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below.
If y'all needed any more reasoning as to why I'm leaving the country, take a look at this absolute abomination of city planning. Unfortunately, this is how most of America looks outside of big cities. This is not a country anymore, but a functional economic zone that you are meant to contribute to until your life ends. And maybe if you're lucky, every year or two, you can take a vacation to actually live for once somewhere else in the world.
I think the saddest part about this video is that it could be in any of our towns, in any state across the country, just about, depending on the time of year. What a sad, sad state this nation has come to.
This is what I got. Quote, hyperscale data centers are used for pervasive monitoring, predictive policing, and economic control of the American population, particularly once currency is digitized. They're saying digitization of currency will be publicly pursued for efficiency, anti-fraud, and, here we go, inclusion monitoring of finances, meaning every purchase, transfer, or earning event will be logged with metadata as to who, where, and what happened. And when it comes to policing, algorithms flag, quote, suspicious patterns, such as suspicious travel to certain locations, can trigger automatic holds and alerts to police. And of course, here's the worst part, as if the other one wasn't. Funds can be restricted to specific users, people can be geo-fenced, time limited, or have their rights or finances revoked based on compliance scores. Yes, compliance scores, social credit, both for your behavior, your finance, and fucking monitoring where you go and what you do. Now, several of these companies that are building data centers say basically if you're doing nothing wrong, you don't have to worry. And that these low compliance scores will only be enacted on bad actors. So what's considered a bad actor? What's considered a bad actor when Democrats or progressives take over and they add hate speech to this? Or
They are not going to stop until literally every single scrap of data they can imagine is being harvested from us 24/7, 365. It is utter insanity. And how do they even dream up some of this stuff? I mean, it's just stuff that I would never think up in my wildest dreams.
Anti-tech extremists. If you talk about data centers online or you photograph them in person, you may be tracked down. You may be categorized as an anti-tech extremist. This investigative report, published by Wired and detailed by the journalist Daniel Boguslaw, has exposed an expansive multi-agency operation to try to identify anti-data center posting and radical extremists. They've just created a new term for this that exists in no other laws. The reporting is based on 1,000 pages of internal, unpublished law enforcement documents obtained via the Freedom of Information Act. The Department of Homeland Security and FBI and regional state-level fusion centers have formally built and deployed a sweeping novel classification system to identify people who are talking about data centers. Local fusion centers have expanded their monitoring to watch over local town halls where residents are gathering, of course, to oppose these data centers, and they're going until 3 a.m. and then the local town halls pass this regardless of the outcry by the public. The federal apparatus is even contracting for-profit open source intelligence groups like Site Intelligence Group to actively scour social media and categorize people who may be talking negatively about data centers. So if you are posting information about data centers, you may be flagged as an extremist. That's why I love data centers. I told you in this video how much I love data centers, and I have more videos on how much I love data centers coming for you guys.
Just some more information I thought everybody needed to be mindful of.
Flock camera, Steve Eimers, I'm the guardrail guy. Listen, don't try to co-opt, anti-flock guys, don't try to co-opt me. I'm handing you a gift horse, shut up. All right, let's get down to this. This is not crash worthy. I have the design drawings, what was approved by Tennessee DOT in 2023. It was crash tested at Texas A&M, tests 360, 361, 362 of the MASH testing standards, and it has a slip plate. That's embedded into concrete. It's a fixed spear. Do you see any kind of stickers? Nothing. There's some flock stickers, but no stickers showing that this was inspected. Let's come back here. We have a Tennessee DOT sign. They're both on the right-of-way. That one's actually closer to the roadway. This one's much further away. And take a look. You have the lower stub, you have the upper part, you have the inspections, unlawful to remove. So there's oversight, it's properly installed, and over here we have a device that ended up on our roadside. Folks, I got the emails. That was approved through engineering. This was approved by an unlicensed administrator. So it's good enough. Folks, that is not the way we do this. It's a privilege to be in the clear zone. We cannot just say, let some unlicensed bureaucrat say, well, just go ahead, do what you want. Dadgummit, what that will be, and don't hit the post. Don't put uncrash-worthy hardware in the clear zone. Inspect it, make sure it's been installed in as tested conditions, because we do that for some. Why don't we do it for all?
It just goes to show how important this system is to the powers that be, that they're able to sweep past all these local and state regulations with absolutely no pushback whatsoever.
Apple Maps has removed every single Lebanese city and town south of the Litani River, very coincidentally, exactly where Israel wants to establish a strategic control zone, or a buffer zone, which is part of their occupation of Lebanon. Here is the actual map of Lebanon south of the Litani River. And I'll show you here in 2x speed. You can go and play around with this yourself. You can go and look on Apple Maps right now. But if you turn this onto satellite mode, I mean, you will look at it. You'll see, oh, there's whole settlements. There's villages. This is where things actually are. There's no name listed. They're already setting the stage that when you go and look at Israel, there's all the names listed, by the way. They're already setting the stage that if you go and look at Lebanon, oh, there's just nothing there. They have displaced 1.2 million people to do this.
They don't even try and hide it anymore. Even worse, it's like they're almost telling us exactly what they're going to do as a taunt, like, ha, try and stop us. Sad.
Guys, we have some brand new updates on the Ebola situation, and it is not gonna be what you expect. So since we last talked about this, the cases have literally tripled to over 1,000 in Congo and is still climbing every single day.
Overseas now to the deadly and rapidly spreading Ebola outbreak in Africa. The number of reported cases now above 900 in the Congo.
The World Health Organization has now declared a full global health emergency, and the director did it before they even held the meeting. That's how fast this is moving right now. The US has also now banned green card holders from Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan from coming back into the country, which they didn't even do for COVID. People have been storming the hospitals and burning down treatment centers because they genuinely do not believe that Ebola is even real. 18 patients who had Ebola actually went missing after one of the centers was destroyed, and nobody knows where they are still to this moment. Existing Ebola vaccines don't even work on this strain, and right now there's nothing to do about it. Oxford right now is trying to use the same exact tech from the COVID vaccine to try and build one, but it's still months from even being tested on people. This story changes every single day, so make sure you go ahead and follow me now if you don't want to miss the next update.
Seems like the best thing we can do is hope and keep praying that this stuff doesn't spread and it just stays contained over there where it is now.
I don't think anybody realizes that there are currently 33 million smart streetlights in cities across America, and they're building them faster than ever. And you're asking me, Lonnie, what's a smart streetlight? Well, get this shit. So number one, they're connected to the police department of that state and the private company that built them. Number two, they all have either flock cameras or other cameras built in with microphones and Bluetooth device detectors. So yeah, I guess all the schizos were right. I had no idea the fucking streetlights were watching me either.
So it's not just these special flock cameras, and it's not even just drones flying above our highways anymore. It's street lights. You can't get away from this stuff anywhere. Street lights on the side of our streets. What are we gonna do about this stuff, folks?
Hey, you remember how they found those illegal biolabs in Vegas and California? And do you remember how, when they really boiled it down, the owners of the property and the people who were charged were actually, well, let me just show you. Yeah, they were from that place. The guy's name was like Ori Solomon. Yeah, they have officially dropped all charges. They had like COVID, they had Ebola, they had all sorts of fun stuff in these illegal, foreign-owned, foreign-operated biolabs. By the way, Don Jr. just married Epstein's banker's daughter. Hello? Like, is anyone paying attention to what's happening or no? Rip to America. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. I don't think boomers should be allowed to vote.
The world truly is upside down. I cannot believe what our nation is letting these foreign agents and bad actors get away with on our own home soil.
What's up, America? Is the state of Oregon about to ban hunting? So Initiative 28 in the state of Oregon would effectively ban hunting, fishing, or poultry farms in the state of Oregon. It would also ban castrating or neutering in the state of Oregon for livestock. And it would also stop medical testing for animals. Now, organizers have gathered about 120,000 signatures to try to get this on the ballot. They needed 117,000 to pass the threshold. However, approximately 15% of the signatures are deemed ineligible because those people are not registered to vote. So the organizers of this say they have until July 2nd to make up the actual signatures that they need. They believe that they can get it done, but they'll need every single day. Critics say that there's not enough backing to get this passed. But this would criminalize all forms of licensed sport hunting and fishing including catch and release fishing. The slaughter of livestock would be illegal, and it would ban most commercial poultry farming operations, which would be devastating to farmers. And it would also ban animals being used at rodeos. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you for this or against this? I know hunters and farmers would be pissed.
And here we go, folks. Looks like they're wanting to start testing the limits on how far they can push the limits on our self-sufficiency and off-grid living here.
The real reason that UFOs are covered up by the powers that be is not the ramifications of alien life. Granted, that's a part of it. It's the technologies associated with how these craft, whether it's a metallic disc or a black triangle, levitate and propel. 0-point energy and electrogravitics, or anti-gravity. There are multi-trillion-dollar industries that would be threatened by the release of this kind of technology, so it's been covered up for many, many decades, 70 or 80 years. This new viral story of the physicists or energy researchers that have been killed because of their inventions, yeah, it's a thing, but it's been going on for a long time, since the days of Nikola Tesla and even before him. Notice in all of this bubblegum limited hangout disclosure we're getting from the government, that is the one thing they never discuss or admit. What if some of these UFOs seen in the skies are man-made? Now, I don't think all of them are our craft. A few of them probably aren't from this solar system, but I think the majority of UFOs seen in our atmosphere are man-made, our craft. That is what the mainstream media and establishment will never admit. That's what you won't see in these Netflix UFO documentaries. They do not want people learning about the fact that the physics we're taught in universities is largely bullshit. Laws of physics based on flawed foundations, and we haven't needed airplanes with wings, jet fuel, oil, coal, gasoline, or these stupid-ass turbines, solar panels, Green New Deal garbage technology. We haven't needed any of that for 80 years. Does that thought piss you off? Because it should.
Makes perfect sense to me. If the kind of technology he's talking about were released publicly and were available widespread, I mean, the power systems and our infrastructure would all begin to crumble almost immediately. And the powers that be couldn't have that. They have far too much at stake to lose. But anyway, folks, that's all I've got time for today's video. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe, fun, happy rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys Monday for another episode. Catch you then. Bye-bye.